For example, now, right? How can we? What controllers does is it asks you how can we categorize. How can we break down your app based on the type of people that are using it? So when you're building your controllers, you're looking at, okay, let me make it simpler by using this map, right? What are the types of people that are using maps? Okay, maybe people in Africa. Maybe based on the user or the audience that's using the map, maybe you want the map to behave differently. Maybe you want that. Remember, you're using services. Services helps you looks at how the map is going to work. So maybe now you want the map to work very differently if the person is in Africa. Maybe you want the map to work very differently if the person is in America. Maybe you want the app to show something else. Maybe if the person is in somewhere like China. You get what I'm trying to say? So with controllers, right, you can kind of control how this map is going to work based on who is looking at the map. That's what controllers give you. It is also how you relate the information from the back to the front. But that's the essence of the map. Modules tell you what feature are we working on right now. Is it a map feature? Controller is telling you based on who is using this feature, how should we control the result that they get? And services just tells you how to control it. Okay, so let me now give you this part, right? Let's say your map now, if the person is in China, and if the person is in Africa, and if the person is in America, let's say there's something in your map that shows maybe like time zone. You know the time zone of China, somewhere in Africa, right? And somewhere in America. I know they're not the same thing. Okay, so in your services, you write the code that will show the time zone of China, Africa, and America. But it is controllers that will now determine, okay, which one will I now show them? So just have this model in your head. When you have modules, you are thinking of what feature. When you have controllers, you are thinking of what? Users. Okay, the audiences that are using that feature or the context for that feature. And when you're looking at services, services is just basically the code that makes that feature work. It is code at the end of the day that will make the map show. This map that you are seeing here on your phone, when you open your computer and you're writing the code, it's just basically lines of code. So in your services now, these are files. In your services now, you're basically putting the lines of code that allow this map, this beautiful map on your phone. This can be a picture of a mountain or something. Let's say it's a picture of the globe that allows this map to show. Okay, but maybe inside the map there's something like time zone. Maybe it just gives a little feature of time zone. Okay, and the here. So your controller now is going to control. Oh, this guy that logged in is from China, is from Africa. Let me show him the time zone that is relevant to him. So that's how all that works. So once you understand modules, controllers, and services, you can now begin to start. That's like the foundation. It is the skeleton of your application. Don't worry about complex concepts. Let's just start here. Modules, controllers, services. So I'll take you to my computer now. You're going to see how to create modules. Now, one thing we're going to do, because I used ChatGPT to generate an exercise that may be quite difficult, but I'll just explain to you what we're going to master again. So now that you understand the lay of the land, let's now focus directly on modules. Now, when you're building an application, there are two types of modules. Okay? There's what they call a feature module, which I just explained to you. This is all this thing, right? This module representing one feature. And it's good like that because you can start building your app feature by feature. Feature by feature. Maybe you want to include one new feature later in the future. You can include that feature. You can include the feature, right? So the first feature is feature module, which I just explained. The next type of module is a root module. We call it a root module.